Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the third and final video for Chapter 1, Section 5 in your McGraw-Hill Geometry textbook. Again, that is Chapter 1, Section 5, or 1-5. This video will cover the examples for complementary and supplementary angles and the examples for perpendicular lines. So here we have a word problem. Two angles are supplementary. Now we need to think about what that means. That means that those angles add to 180 degrees. That's a key word there. Says one angle, the first angle, let's say it's the first angle, is 8 less than 3 times its supplement. So if we let the supplement equal x, our second angle is x, then our first angle would be 3 times x minus 8. 8 less than 3 times the other angle. Now the reason the word supplement keeps coming up is because these are supplementary angles. So what we know is that those two angles, 3x minus 8 and x, add together to equal 180 degrees. That's a pretty simple equation to solve. We combine like terms, would give us 4x minus 8 equals 180. Then we would add 8 to each side. Should give us 4x equals 188. And then we would divide each side by 4. And that would give us that x, the first angle, is 47 degrees. Sorry, the second angle is 47 degrees. That's the second angle. So the first angle, well, it's 3 times x minus 8, or 3 times 47 minus 8, which would be 133. So our two answers are 47 degrees and 133 degrees. Notice that those two angles, when added together, add up to 180 degrees. Let's do another example like that. This one, instead of being a supplementary problem, is going to be a complementary problem. Again, we should know that that word means adds to 90 degrees. So it says the first angle is 14 times its complement. So if the second angle is x, then the first angle is 14x. So if we add those together, they're complementary, right? Complement. So we'd say 14x plus x equals 90. Add like terms is 15x. Divide by 15. And we get x equals 6. So again, that's the second angle. The first angle is 14x, which would be 14 times 6, or 84. So our answers are 6 degrees and 84 degrees. Again, those are complementary angles because they add up to 90 degrees. All right, finally, we have our examples for perpendicular angles. What they're going to do is they're going to give you a picture. In this case, we have the picture on the right there. It shows lines M and L and a third unnamed line. And those form three angles numbered 1, 2, and 3. The first part of the problem says, find x. If the measure of angle 3 is 4x plus 15, find x so that L is perpendicular to M. Well, if L is perpendicular to M, that would imply that the measure of angle 3, that angle 3 is a right angle, a 90-degree angle. So what we do is we take 4x plus 15 and we set it equal to 90. And we solve that resulting two-step equation for x. So we would start by subtracting 15 from each side, which gives us 4x equals 75, and then we would divide by 4. I know what you're thinking, Mr. Wills, 75 doesn't divide by 4. You're absolutely correct, it does not. So we would say x is 75 fourths. We would reduce it if possible, but it doesn't reduce. Now what if you gave me the decimal for that? That's fine. Give me the decimal if you want, as long as the decimal is exact. If you have to round the decimal off, then I would expect you to give me the fraction answer instead. So keep that in mind. I'd prefer the fraction to the decimal, and you're only allowed to give me the decimal if the decimal is exact. In this case, that's what? 19.75 would be an acceptable answer as well. The second part is completely unrelated to the first part. So basically we reset our picture and we ask ourselves the following question. If L is perpendicular to M, the measure of angle 1 is 3x plus 7 and the measure of angle 2 is 5x plus 11, find x. Well, if L is perpendicular to M, then that means that angle 1 and angle 2 are complementary, because together they would have to form a 90-degree angle. So we're going to say the measure of angle 1 plus the measure of angle 2 is 90 degrees. So we say the measure of angle 1, 3x plus 7, plus the measure of angle 2, 5x plus 11, equals a 90-degree angle. Combine like terms. 8x plus 18 equals 90. Subtract 18 from each side. Gives us 8x equals 72. And then divide by 8. And we get that x equals 9. Again, it's important that we check and make sure we answered the question. In this case, they're asking us to find x. We found the value for x, so we are done. That wraps up the chapter notes for Chapter 1, Section 5. There will be additional videos for Section 6.